This is Fate, the 4th of December 2021 update. For more updates, please don't forget to subscribe. Preeta exclaims she would break down. Karen pulls her closer, hugging her. She pleads with him to not do such an act. She leaves, explaining he should not show this care. She asks the police to want the handcuffs because he is innocent and she has also not performed any crime. She mentions that he does not care for her because he did not understands that Karen and Preeta cannot live away from each other. Karen questions if she thinks he does not care for anyone. Preeta explains he does not care for her and even his family, including Mahesh Papa, who has just recovered, and he did not think what he would feel knowing that Karen is in jail. She starts crying, saying that he should not do this because she was going in jail. Karen pleads with him to listen, saying that he made a vow to always stand with her in any kind of trouble, so he is just fulfilling that vow. Preeta exclaims there is no such vow. She questions who taught him to be so caring, as he is the Karen Luthra. She once again hugs him, pleading that he do not take this step. Karen, pushing her, scolds her, questioning what should he do, because if she was in his position then would also have done the same for the family, so he is also protecting them. Karen mentions he never said it before but now is saying that he is very lucky to have married her. He asks her to stop crying, explaining that if she cries he would not be able to control his tears. Everyone is watching, which will cause a lot of embarrassment. Karen asks Rocky to help Preeta, assuring that he would come back really soon. He calls her baby doll, but she explains that she is not talking to him, so he must not call her. He then calls her another name, but she is still crying. Sarla, standing, wonders that she always used to think Preeta does a lot for the family and Karen, but he is not there for her. However, when he said he is lucky to have married her, proved that she is wrong and her daughter is the luckiest person to have married him. The inspector exclaims he has given them all the time he could. He orders the constable to take Karen away. Preeta does not leave his hand, so is forced away by the lady constable. She constantly tries to break free and is able to when the car starts driving off. She starts running with it but is stopped by Shristi, so Karen leaves. Sarla also calls Preeta, who is constantly demanding Shristi to leave. She turns to slap her, questioning why is she pulling her away from Karen as she is trying to ruin their marriage. Sarla is also weeping. Rocky comes and so Sarla questions what she has done. Rocky mentions that they both are the mothers, so must understand what their children are doing is because of the love which they have for each other. Rocky mentions that just as Preeta is her daughter, Karen is her son. Sarla explains she is right because Karen is her son-in-law, who is greater than a son, and the best they can do is pray for their children. Because the prayers of a mother are never unturned, she hugs Rocky after seeing Preeta, who is hugging Shristi. She asks Samir to take Preeta home. Rocky asks Samir to take Preeta back home. Sherlin also starts walking when Prithvi gets a call from the blackmailer. He gets tensed when Kritika asks him if they should also leave. Prithvi explains she should leave for the parking while he would come after attending the call, as it is totally unavoidable. Prithvi walks when he hears the ringtone of the blackmailer. He is shocked to see that the blackmailer is at the court, so then is amazed to see that it is Megha. Rocky asks Preeta to sit in the car, then gets a call from Pammy, who explains that since the doctor said they must do something to make Mahesh regain his memory, so they have brought him to their old house. Rocky explains that Pammy has taken Mahesh to their old house and they must also leave for the house. Prithvi reaches the side of the car when Megha is talking disguised as a man. She explains that she would present in the court that he was also present in the same hotel the night Akshay was murdered, so he asks her to not blackmail him because He is the one who has that job, so she should not blackmail him. Megha explains he does not know him. But he then says he will show her, so knocks on the window. Megha is shocked and opens it when he threatens her to never blackmail him ever again. She however reveals that she still has the mobile of Akshay with his text messages and she can easily present it in the court. She threatens to also inform Kritika about his intentions, signaling that she is searching for him. Prithvi is shocked to see Kritika, who questions what has happened with him. He is however startled and requests some water. She asks him to come back with her as they are going to their old house. She asks if he is okay when he replies that I just need some water. They both leave. Pammy is in the old house. When the doorbell is ringing, she exclaims that she is coming as if they keep ringing the door bell like this. Then Mahesh brother would wake up. She opens to find Mahira and Sherlyn walking in. She asks where the rest of the family is. Sherlyn questions why did they not come to this house before. Pammy explains that they lived in the house long ago and Karan would come and go straight to the background where he would play the cricket alone while Rishabh would jump straight in the pool after he comes back. Mahira explains that he will not come back. Pammy questions how can she say such a thing because Mahesh is constantly asking about Karan and they have been lying that he has gone for his cricket practice after which he went to sleep. Mahira responds he is saying this because Karan just before the court was about to pass the judgment that Preeta murdered Akshay, presented himself and accepted that he is the murderer. Therefore the court arrested him. Pammy goes to Rocky, who is coming in, and when she sits on the couch drinking water, Pammy exclaims that since she is the mother she should have stood for Karan as he is her son, but she did not do anything and let him get arrested. She explains that it is because of her weakness that Karan is in jail. Pammy exclaims that when Karan took the blame of Preeta she should have brought him back to the house as she gave him birth and should have stood for him in the court. She exclaims that she gets emotional and she now feels that Karina is right because Preeta is not auspicious for their family, so she must not take the side of Preeta because she brought as the daughter-in-law of the family, but she is not the right choice for them. Rocky stands asking Pammy to stop saying that she must not say anything wrong about Preeta because she is like a daughter. Rocky asks her to spend less time with Karina because she is thinking like her. She must not think like her as it is her thinking, but it is not correct. She explains she is also a mother and her heart beats for her children, but she knows what Karan did today was right because he has taken the wrong blame on Preeta on himself, so she knows that he has done a righteous thing which only a man can do. Rocky says that Pammy has come to their house after a long time but knows Karan from his childhood, so knows that he only cared for cricket and won a lot of trophies in which she saw her victory, so he got a lot of fame and became a big star. However, she felt that she got wrong as Karan became selfish and only loved himself. They all tried to make him understand that he must take responsibility of the business, however he was not concerned, and every time Rishabh came in between and said that he would take care of the entire business and they all must let Karan focus on his practice. She explains that after that Preeta came into their house and Karan's attitude started changing. He did not like Preeta at first and there were constant fights amongst them both. However, she is his mother, so could see the love he had for Preeta. Eventually they both got married and Karan changed completely. He started caring for the family, sacrificing his own desires, which is not like him. This change is because of Preeta. Karan saw the sacrifice Preeta gave for his family. Anytime there is a problem for their family, Preeta has always stood to protect them, and it was only possible because Preeta was there. So if Karan has passed the line to protect the family, then There is nothing to be worried about because before only she and Maheshja were standing with her. But now when Karan has also protect Preeta, then she feels he has done the right thing because the woman who is not bail to kill an insect, then how can she murder a human being? Rocky exclaims this is why she feels Karan is right to sacrifice for Preeta, and if he had not done it she would have cursed herself for not giving him the right virtues. Rocky warns Pammy to never say anything about Preeta ever again, as Preeta is not only the daughter-in-law and they all trust her completely. Prithvi also exclaims Rocky is true to say Preeta is innocent. Pammy and Rocky both look tensely at Prithvi. Sherlyn leaves the hall as she is worried why once again everyone is talking of Preeta. Rocky hugs Preeta. Pammy thinks that she would never apologize to Preeta in front of Prithvi. She asks Kritika to take Prithvi to his room as he might be tired. Prithvi asks if he can her as Chachi Ma because she hurt his heart, and he is really tired. Preeta apologizes to Rocky when Mahesh comes inquiring what is she sorry about. Mahesh says to Suresh that he told him that they would be able to make sure Preeta comes out of jail and they have succeeded. Rocky asks if he has remembered everything. Suresh signals that she should not say anything when Rocky remembers how the doctor warned them to not cause any sort of stress. Prithvi is in the room and really amazed. Kritika questions if he is enjoying and how does he feel. Prithvi mentions that A feels he should take over the Luthra house. Kritika exclaims that his belongings are in the room while she would send the rest of the belongings. Prithvi remembers the time when he saw Megha in the car. He calls Sherlyn, who was passing the room, and explains that the blackmailer whom they thought was a man is actually Megha. Sherlyn is really worried. Prithvi explains that he tried to convince her he was innocent but she did not believe him. Sherlyn reveals that she believed he was telling the truth because when he said that the stain was of the ketchup, she checked it so removed the suspicion. Prithvi mentions this implies she need proof and did not trust him. Mahira comes running in the room saying they have to do something to help Karan. She thinks of taking the help of her father. However, Prithvi snatches her mobile asking why is she trying to ruin such a good time as they must let Karan remain in the jail. Mahira gets angry saying he only wants to be with Preeta, which is why he is not letting her help Karan. Prithvi warns her to not challenge him because she does not know what he is capable of. He leaves the room. Mahira tries to convince Sherlyn that Prithvi is going to cheat on her as he cannot be with 3 women. Sherlyn however pleads with her to leave them alone. Mahira leaves in anger. Sherlyn is standing in the room when Kritika enters questioning what is she doing in Prithvi Ji's room. Sherlyn explains that the house is new, so she got confused. She leaves the room but Kritika gets suspicious.